drive at Honda of Fishers.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
4 people shot and killed in our city in just the last 2 days. Homicide detectives are busy tonight trying to solve these cases. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin. This afternoon, we learned 3 people were shot on the north side. 2 of them are now dead. And just yesterday, 2 teenage siblings were killed inside their northeast side apartment. We begin first, though, with the latest investigation. Police were called to 23rd and Guilford just after 1:30 p.m. after someone called saying multiple people were shot. Police found 3 people inside a home suffering from gunshot wounds. 2 were pronounced dead on the scene by medics, and a 3rd was taken to an area hospital in critical condition. Tonight, police say a person of interest in this case is being questioned at police headquarters. They want the community to know police are working hard to solve these cases.
Violence does impact families in our city. We all know that. The only thing I would have to say to them is keep the faith. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourselves. Don't give up on your loved ones. Don't give up on our city. Don't give up on the police. We're out here working hard every day for you. So I would just say keep the faith.
Police have not yet released the ages or names of the victims killed in this latest shooting. They are waiting to notify family members. And as they question that person of interest tonight, officers say they do not believe there's a threat to public safety in this north side community. A rally for peace on the far east side of Indianapolis comes just a day after the killings of those teenage siblings on the northeast side. RTV6's Graham Hunter has the rallying cry of a community calling for an end to the violence.
Nicole, it is a city overwhelmed with heartache at the moment after the killings of a brother and sister just 16 and 15 years old. They brought community members together this morning demanding long overdue change on the far east side.
We can't keep killing people and thinking it's not a video game. They're not coming back.
Saturday morning on the far east side, a peace rally in the wake of tragedy.
The lives that are impacted, they're lost, they're gone forever.
15-year-old Ashlyn Nelson and her brother, 16-year-old Nicholas, are dead after someone killed them on Friday.
I feel for them and their family.
Saturday's peace rally was organized by City County Councilwoman Lakeisha Jackson.
We want people to come out to unify. We have to stop the violence.
Community members walked the neighborhood to share that message.
Peace in the streets.
It takes everybody's involvement. It takes partnership from everybody who wants to see a difference and a change in the city.
Pastor James Jackson is hoping the rally will create a lasting change around Indianapolis.
What we do here, we hope, is not just to raise and inspire hope on this side of town, but across the entire city.
Police are still searching tonight for whoever is responsible for killing those 2 teenagers. Coming up tonight at 11, what city leaders are saying is needed on the east side to start turning around issues of crime and violence. We're reporting live in downtown Indianapolis. Graham Hunter, RTV6.
Graham, thank you. We are learning more tonight about the 2 siblings, Nicholas and Ashlyn Nelson. Indy Urban Acres says Nicholas was a farmer with their organization. They say he was an incredible person, and the community lost someone who was a leader. In a Facebook post, the group says he would take younger kids under his wing to teach them about being a farmer. The Community Alliance on the far east side says Ashlyn was a very intelligent young lady with a heart for helping others. This summer, she took part in the teen employment program where she helped the elderly. They say she was wise beyond her years and will be truly missed. We talked to an aunt of the teenagers who says this is not the first tragedy her family has faced, and they are expecting a long road ahead.
I've dealt with my husband, got killed in 2007, gun violence, and I still think about that daily, so I know it's a long road to recovery. I mean, you never get over it. It's always there. People just need to put the guns down, deal with situations different ways. You don't always have to turn to violence to get through it.
Local anti-violence leaders that we're hearing from say they are calling on everyone, not just Far East Siders, but everyone here in Indianapolis to step up and help reduce the violence. They say it is not an effort they can do alone. And tonight, police are continuing to search for the person of interest in this case. We do have these surveillance photos police want you to see. Investigators released these photos of a possible suspect seen running from the Postbrook apartment complex where the Nelson siblings were killed. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS. New developments. The dog kennels at the Indianapolis Animal Care and Services Shelter are now closed while staff clean in order to help prevent a deadly virus from spreading. As we first told you on Friday, IACS has seen a spike in the number of dogs with parvovirus. They've decided to deep clean the shelter as a precaution. While they're doing this, they will not take in any dogs. No word yet on how long the dog kennels will be closed. Parvo is a highly contagious virus and typically spreads in warm weather, but it's preventable if you can get your dog vaccinated. For more information about treatment and prevention, go to this story on the RTV6 app. Let's get a check of the forecast now with Storm Team 6 meteorologist Kyle Mounts.
And boy, I hope you were able to get outside for at least some time today and enjoy this beautiful weather that we have across central Indiana. As we look over downtown right now, still seeing quite a bit of blue sky out there with our temperature at 76 degrees. And this is the key, that humidity super low at just 45%. And we've also had that east-northeast breeze throughout the day, helping to keep that humidity down. Temperatures right now in the 70s, 77 in Columbus, Tipton at 74 and 72 in Crawfordsville. One little ribbon here of a few clouds. Those are going to continue to lift off to the northeast. No threat of any rain this evening, so it should be a beautiful night. If you're heading off to Victory Field, the first pitch in less than an hour at this point. We'll have mostly clear skies. Still a little breezy there at 11 o'clock. Our temperature 66.
Kyle, thank you. RTV6 is working for you and getting results. Drivers in Fortville will soon see a new traffic light at a busy intersection where they've seen several crashes. It's a story we first told you about in November of last year on State Road 13 and State Road 67. Drivers sent us photos showing multiple crashes that they believe were caused by lack of visibility. Well, tonight we have learned from INDOT that crews are now working to install a new traffic signal. INDOT says they completed a traffic study looking at the number of crashes and the increase in traffic due to Fortville growing, and they determined the intersection was high risk and a good candidate for a light. Work is expected to take 2 to 3 weeks. Investigators believe a driver's medical emergency led to this scene on the west side earlier today. A car drove into a building in the 2400 block of Directors Row near South Lyndhurst and West Bradbury Avenue. You can see it caused quite a bit of damage here. Investigators say the driver suffered some sort of medical emergency that caused them to veer off the road and into that building. That person was taken to the hospital in stable condition. No one else was hurt. Overseas now to the G7. President Trump and world leaders meeting at the annual event. This year, there's a lot to be concerned about, especially in the wake of a looming trade war. ABC's Rachel Scott has more.
It's a meeting between the U.S. and our most important allies. World leaders arriving in France, preparing to tackle a number of key issues, including Brexit and global trade, at this year's G7 summit.
I'm very worried about the way it's going, the growth of protectionism of tariffs that we're seeing.
This marks newly elected British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's first visit to the summit and comes just 2 months before his country will be leaving the European Union. That pullout expected to have a big impact on an already teetering global economy. Stock markets have been on edge since President Trump and Chinese President Xi upped the ante in the trade war.
If you look at from November 9th, the day after the election, we're up 50% or more. We're up many, many points. So don't tell me about 600 points.
The president also threatening to add new tariffs to French wines, an issue that didn't appear to spoil his cordial lunch with President Emmanuel Macron.
So far, so good. The weather is perfect. The guest is fantastic. Everybody's getting along.
And the smiles continued as the heads of state gathered for Saturday evening dinner. But there are some serious disagreements they'll face during this weekend's meetings. Our allies working to keep Iran in check, even after the U.S. pulled out of the nuclear deal.
We have to work very hard because I think we do share the same objective. First, being sure that Iran don't get access to nuclear weapons. And second, stability of the region.
And with fires currently destroying huge sections of the Amazon rainforest, the climate change discussions amongst these world leaders likely to take on an urgent dynamic. The summit runs through Monday. Rachel Scott, ABC News, Washington.
Rachel. Coming up next, the verdict is in for a man who fatally shot someone over a parking spot. It's a case that brought up a strong debate over the right to stand your ground. And a warning from the Better Business Bureau, scammers are hijacking people's very intimate interactions at a demanding price. Kyle.
Following another beautiful day tomorrow, those rain chances are going to ramp up quickly Sunday night into Monday. I'll let you know where the heaviest rain could fall. You're watching RTV6 News at 6.
36 months on Nissan Road.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
In Delaware County, a former pastor and former school nurse is accused of child sex-related crimes. Police arrested 55-year-old Brian Couch of Yorktown on Thursday. Couch was a school nurse for Yorktown Community Schools. He is no longer employed by the district. Court documents say the alleged crimes were not directly related to his work at the school. Couch was also a pastor at the Yorktown Church of the Nazarene until he resigned in May of this year. To Florida now in the case of a white man accused of killing an unarmed black father over a handicap spot. He claimed it was self-defense invoking the controversial Stand Your Ground law, but now a verdict guilty of manslaughter. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more.
The only thing I can say is God is good.
Tonight, relief from the family of Marquis McLaughlin after a Florida jury found Michael Draka guilty following a deadly dispute over a parking spot last summer.
They did good. They did good, and I'm glad they seen the truth.
Yeah. Jurors deliberating for 6 hours before reaching the verdict. Draka showing no emotion as the verdict was read. In this surveillance footage, you can see Draka approach a car parked in a handicap spot. McLaughlin is inside the store at the time with his son, while his girlfriend and 2 small children are waiting in that car. McLaughlin rushes outside to find Draka arguing with his girlfriend. Draka told detectives he then shot McLaughlin outside that store after he was shoved to the ground by him. McLaughlin then runs inside the store where he collapsed next to his 5-year-old son and died. Draka, who had a permit to carry a concealed weapon, claimed self-defense and cited Florida's controversial Stand Your Ground law. A juror says it was that surveillance video that sealed Draka's fate.
There was a pause between the point where he realized he had hit the ground and pulled his weapon, between that and when he fired, and I think that gave him a chance to not kill him.
McLaughlin's father says the community helped him through the ordeal.
There was a lot of times that we wanted to give up.
Yeah.
Community wouldn't let us give up.
Draka could face 30 years behind bars. Sentencing is set for October. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
Stephanie, thank you. The Better Business Bureau is warning about an email scam it says you could fall victim to. It's called sextortion, and it works like this. The scammer will send you an email claiming to have images or videos of you watching pornography or engaging in other compromising activities. Often the scammer will claim to have activated your webcam without your knowledge. The email may also contain personal information about your contacts using information stolen in major security breaches. The scammer will generally demand payment in exchange for not sending embarrassing images of you to your friends, families, or your employer. According to the Better Business Bureau, the threat is almost always an empty one, and the scammer has no such images. If you receive an email like this, you can report it to the FBI on the Better Business Bureau's Scam Tracker website. Downtown Indy will be buzzing tonight with the roar of football fans inside Lucas Oil Stadium and another type of roar, motorcycle engines. The annual event, Motorcycles on Meridian, is actually happening right now. Motorcyclists are parked on the Circle, also south on Meridian and on Georgia Street. If you don't have a bike, no problem. Spectators are encouraged to come on down and check out the motorcycles and vendors. We asked a couple who've been coming to the event for 12 years why they keep on coming back.
Just the camaraderie of the motorcyclists and seeing the various bikes. No matter how often you come, you always find something that's a little different that you haven't seen before.
Motorcycles on Meridian runs until midnight. That means many streets will be closed, including Monument Circle. And because of the preseason Colts game against the Bears, you should also expect the usual game day traffic and parking restrictions downtown. Kyle, great weather for this event.
Yeah, we've got a lot happening around the city and spectacular weather for it. We're enjoying some rare air, really, for the month of August because that humidity is so low. And today our high temperature, 77. There you can see the average is in the middle 80s. And I think once again tomorrow we'll spend much of the day in the 70s. We've got some beautiful blue sky out there right now. 76 degrees in Indy, 73 in Kokomo, and Martinsville coming in at 75 degrees in Morgan County. It's been a little breezy. That would really be the only weather issue for us today, but it's that east-northeast wind that's going to continue around 10 miles per hour here as we go through the next several hours. And as we take you hour by hour through your temperature forecast here, those numbers are going to slide back into the upper 60s already by 10 o'clock tonight, and I think we'll find ourselves in the 50s again tomorrow morning. 58 with those mostly clear skies and get a little bit of that east breeze overnight. So one more comfortably cool night before things change a little bit for us. And on Sunday, we are going to increase the clouds here as we go through the day. Temperatures will make their way into the upper 70s. Close to about 80 for that afternoon high, and then late in the day we start to increase that chance for rain a little bit. But tomorrow during the daylight hours, I think we are dry. Our high 81 in Lafayette, 79 degrees in Anderson and Kokomo, Martinsville at 81, Shelbyville lower 80s, and you'll be close to that average mark in the middle 80s in Bedford and Seymour at 82, Spencer at 81. Drewcast showing that increase in cloud cover here as we go through the middle of the day. We'll stop things at 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Couple of showers starting to take shape here over the southwestern portion of the state, but then by Monday morning, that's when we'll see the rain really starting to fill back in here. So it could be a little soggy as you head off to work and the kids to school early Monday, and we'll continue with some rain fairly widespread at times here. Not anticipating severe weather as we go through the day on Monday. Could have some locally heavy rainfall, though, in a couple of those thunderstorms. So a couple of spots could see over an inch to an inch and a half of rainfall here during the day on Monday, and I think we carry those rain chances into our Tuesday. In your 7-day planning forecast, some scattered showers and storms on Tuesday before we get back into a more dry stretch of weather here. But temperatures are comfortable all the way through that 7-day forecast. Highs middle 70s to lower 80s, and we got a couple of overnights in the 50s, including as we head into tomorrow morning.
All right, Kyle, looks good. Thank you so much. Students are learning how to become the teachers of the future. Coming up next, we go inside a program taking kids from classroom to career. Callers. RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers is working to link you with jobs, skills, and resources. We highlight opportunities for all ages, but this month we're taking a closer look at educational programs that can help kids get career ready. The influence of a teacher can make a lasting impression, and students at C4 in Columbus want to become the best educators possible. RTV6's Aaron Lish takes us inside, showing us their efforts to develop the skills needed to become the teachers of tomorrow.
I've always wanted to work with children. I didn't know if I wanted to be a preschool teacher or a teacher in elementary school.
Riley Taylor decided being an elementary school teacher is in her future, thanks to the teaching education program she's taking at C4. They work in actual classrooms to get their experience.
Make lesson plans and teach to that group of kids with that teacher that we're going to shadow.
There's also the early childhood education program where students learn through coursework and help run actual daycares.
We're actually in here at a teacher setting. It teaches us how to become a teacher.
It shows you what teachers have to do, what their expectations are, and how your everyday life will be, basically.
Students can gain dual credits and certifications like the Child Development Associate. Instructors say this opportunity allows students to figure out if they really want to be in education and in child care.
I mean, they might love babies and love kids, but can they work with them and be patient and have that stamina for 8 or 10 hours a day?
Right now, the state shows there are more than 600 job openings in education here in Indiana, and these students are hoping to fill those positions someday since they realize this is the path they want to take.
I was able to actually go in the classroom and be like, oh my gosh, that's what I really love to do. I really want to work with children. So it's just a desire that was put in me that I want to go out and accomplish.
Financing for 60 months on select 2019 Atlas models.
It has been a long, hot summer, and our furry friends need a bath. Well, today, bath time turned into a group activity at City Market. Indianapolis Animal Care Services held a Sudsy Pups dog wash fundraiser. Volunteers were on hand to pamper the pooches and get them fresh and clean. IACS also provided microchipping so owners can keep track of their pets if they get lost. During the event, IACS also had several adoptable dogs on site to interact with the attendees, and people could adopt them right on site. So another good event for today's weather, Kyle.
Yeah, and you wonder who ended up with more water on them, the dogs or the people there. But
right.
Yeah, I need a team effort when I give Callie a bath. All right. Sunday, another beautiful day for us. A few more clouds, temperatures in the 70s.
All right, Kyle, looks good. We'll see you right back here at 11. Thanks for joining us.